Hey there everyone, I'm meteorologist Cassie Nall, and this is your 10 weather impact recap for the week. Let's start with a look at some of the top weather stories from around the country. Welcome to April. We'll take a look at what we can expect now that we've moved into a new month in just a moment. But first, let's review the weather that we had in March, which can be summed up as warm and mainly dry. In fact, we only had 3 days with highs below average last month. And there were 5 days with highs in the 80s. That is the 5th most in the month of March on record. Now, that consistent warmth tied us for the 3rd warmest March on record, with an average temperature more than 8 degrees above average. And while we did have some rain and even some snow during the first half of the month, the last 2 weeks have been mostly dry and drought conditions continue to expand and worsen. Now that we've moved into April, the 2nd month of meteorological spring, average highs will warm from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. Daylight hours will continue to increase and sunsets will be after 8 p.m. Current outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center show confidence in above average temperatures overall for the month and equal chances of above or below average precipitation, though we could really use some decent rainfall this month to help with the ongoing drought conditions. Now, our weather was warm and dry last month, but the heat we experienced was nothing compared to the record-shattering temperatures that occurred in the western U.S. That extremely warm weather is bringing an early beginning to the growing season in Colorado. But for folks working in agriculture, the head start comes with some serious risks. Grace Metcalf spoke with a farmer to learn how these unusual conditions could impact this year's crops.
This is not typical. This is the earliest bloom I think I recall in my lifetime, and the mildest winter that I recall in my lifetime. I think we only had about 2 weeks of normal temperatures for that time of year this entire winter. So we're concerned.
Talbot says early blooming leaves crops vulnerable during what's still considered frost season.
The frost season is really any storm that comes through with cold air. All it takes is a few hours at subcritical temperatures and your crop is either greatly lost or greatly reduced or somewhat reduced.
To protect their crops, some growers rely on wind machines, tools designed to circulate warmer air and prevent frost from settling on delicate blossoms.
Most everyone in the east end of the valley raising fruit has wind machines. And the idea is to pull warmer air, the cold air settles to the orchard floor. It's to pull warmer air, which could be 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 degrees warmer from above, and purge that cold air off of the floor of the orchard.
But the challenges don't stop with weather. An earlier season shifts when crops hit the markets, forcing farmers to adjust expectations.
We're going to have to communicate carefully because they may not be ready for us when the fruit is ready. So we've got a lot of upfront work to do to set the stage and set expectations for a new normal for this year in terms of timing.
In California, cooling pavement is being used in a Los Angeles neighborhood to help beat the heat. The reflective paint coats streets, playgrounds, and rooftops with materials designed to bounce sunlight away instead of absorbing it. Jasmine Vile shares how this technology is making a difference.
We're preparing for July, so we did not expect this heat wave.
As volunteers set up a food giveaway in the heat, they're working right on top of one of Pacoima's cooling experiments, streets coated to reflect the sun.
Yes, you can. You can definitely feel it. Before you would feel the heat come out, come up, and now it's nice.
4 years ago, community groups like Pacoima Beautiful and Climate Resolve worked with the city to paint 18 square blocks using different colors, turning dark asphalt into lighter, reflective pavement. The science is straightforward. Dark pavement absorbs heat. This coating reflects it, reducing surface and air temps, all part of a push to fight extreme heat in a community that feels it the most.
It's been really bad.
Maria Ramirez lives right across the street and says it feels cooler, and even her generator doesn't have to work as hard.
I needed more paint.
5 nearby homes also got reflective shingles designed to keep houses cooler and cut energy costs.
Is this cooling pavement working?
Yes, I would say so. Cool Pavement is the newest addition of Cool Surfaces.
Selena Melgoza with Climate Resolve says it's not a permanent solution, though. The coating lasts about 5 years, but early data shows it is making a difference. A study at Pacoima's cooling pavement in 2024 found ambient air temperatures dropped as much as 3.5 degrees and up to a 10-degree drop in surface temperatures.
There are houses that don't have AC units. They have poor insulation. Their communities do not have tree-lined streets. And bringing interventions like cool surfaces, cool roofs.
It's a start. It's a start. So we appreciate it. We appreciate every little thing that happens.
Because even small drops in temperature can matter in a place where extreme heat is a daily reality.
Climate Resolve says their next project is to apply cooling paint to 40 blocks in South Los Angeles, and the city zoo might also get a cooling paint job in the future. Also in California, advances in technology are helping firefighters to know the moment wildfires begin. And now a new AI tool could make for an even faster response time. Carson Wells has the details.
Anytime a fire breaks out, quick response can make a difference.
It's important for us to get there within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, nothing more than that, because that way we're able to keep the fires 10 acres or less 95% of the time.
CAL FIRE Battalion Chief Louis R. McGarrett says that in about the last 15 years, technological advances have made a huge difference in responding to wildfires quickly and efficiently. He says the use of the Alert California camera system has been a game changer.
The camera will send an alert to our emergency command center, and the folks will swing the camera over there and zoom in on it and see the size of it. And so with that very quick response of us not only going but gathering intel of how the fire started, how fast it's spreading, we're able to escalate our response.
A new company started by PG&E, Lockheed Martin, Salesforce, and Wells Fargo aims to advance wildland fire detection technology.
We want to make sure that our firefighters stay safe and that they have the right tools and the right coordinated technology to be able to, again, prevent, detect, and respond to fires quickly and safely.
The company is called Ember Point, and they're working on finding ways to advance wildfire response.
In order for us to utilize the wealth of information that we've developed on wildfire prevention and mitigation over the last 10 years, we're going to have to go through a regulatory process with the California Public Utilities Commission.
And continuing in our technology news this week, healthy soil is a key to healthy crops. However, keeping the soil healthy isn't always easy, especially during drought and changing weather conditions. A new AI-powered project at Colorado State University aims to make this work farmers do easier. Amanda Gilbert spoke to one business owner about trying out the new technology.
Certain things come to mind with farming.
We're a small dryland farm in northeast Colorado.
Roy Pfaltzgraff and his wife want to change how farming looks.
We're gluten-free, completely non-irrigated. Oats that we raise are a different variety.
For a while, Roy was navigating ChatGPT on his own.
She's just like, you're the only person I know that would have a logical argument with AI.
Then Professor Sridip Palikar's team came along.
Agriculture is our oldest tech.
Roy's working with Colorado State University researchers. They're using artificial intelligence to better understand the soil health on his farm.
This is the current state of my soil. What could I do? What could I have done?
People pay attention to their own vitals.
How good is our heart rate? What's our LDL? What's our blood pressure?
Sridip says farmers can do that in the field too.
What is the level of nitrogen? What's the soil organic carbon? What's your soil moisture?
CSU is using AI to combine different types of data from Roy's farm.
Data from satellites. We're going to be bringing in data from in situ sensors.
What's really cool about CSU working on developing an AI for agriculture is because we are in some of the most extreme environments to farm in.
A farmer and a researcher might seem like an unlikely pair, but Roy wants to change the narrative so he can grow more food and make the best of what his land has to offer.
This is the way it's always been done.
Amanda Gilbert.
We really push to break away from that.
9 News.
In Nebraska, students are using virtual reality to train for disaster response. Teachers have introduced the Army National Guard VR program at one high school, and the kids have really enjoyed the new technology. Jill Lampkins has the story from the Cornhusker State.
In a virtual reality program called Disasterville, the Army National Guard puts high school students in realistic flood, fire, and earthquake scenarios.
That can happen anytime, anywhere, and knowing how to help people can benefit not only me, but the person you're helping.
Especially being here in Nebraska with all our volatile weather from severe storms to blizzards.
The Army National Guard says it's an opportunity for students to understand what it takes to prepare and protect their communities. For example, in the flood simulation,
you're paddling through the floodwaters and you're finding survivors and you're marking them with flashlights in order for the helicopter to be able to find those people and rescue them.
While it's a fun experience for students, Junior Army ROTC instructor Sean Griffith says it's also about learning life skills.
They're working as a team. They have to communicate. They have to problem solve. They might have to be resilient because they're struggling to solve the problem within the scenario.
Back here in the southeast, spring wildfire season is intensifying, and in North Carolina, hundreds of fires have been reported in recent days. Officials say that most are being caused by human activity, despite a statewide burn ban. The North Carolina Forest Service says that it has responded to 626 fires just since March 20th, and 114 of those ignited after the statewide burn ban went into effect at 6 p.m. last Saturday, March 28th. Drought conditions and downed or dead trees from Hurricane Helene in 2024 are providing ample fuel and favorable conditions for wildfires to continue to develop and spread quickly. It's been a year and a half since Hurricane Helene swept through the southeast, and on a positive note, North Carolina is celebrating a big milestone. Highway 64 in Bat Cave has officially reopened to the public for the first time in 18 months. Gracie Palmer spoke with state leaders who say this reopening is huge for both locals and tourists.
A busy day on US 64. The road hasn't seen traffic like this in 18 months.
It still looks very different. The road is back, but the terrain has changed. Mother Nature made her new path, and we have to work around it.
The road, which was heavily damaged by Helene, has only been open to locals. But as of today, anyone can drive it and see that path Mother Nature left behind.
It's been a tragedy, but seeing the community pull together through this and help each other with the road and everything it's been very inspiring to see.
Local store owner Brittany Walters tells me that this reopening is not only a big deal for travelers, but also business.
We're really excited about the road opening up. We think that it will help bring in business and more people to help support the locals.
Highway 64 connects Hendersonville to Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, and Bat Cave, but for the past 18 months, visitors have had to take a detour.
To get to Chimney Rock and support them, you have to take Highway 9, which is about an hour added on to anyone's trip.
In Chimney Rock, businesses battling a brief power outage, but excited to see traffic on 64.
We are just overjoyed that we finally have public access from the north side of town. Hey gentlemen, welcome to Riverwatch. How we doing today?
At Riverwatch Grill, they're also expecting to see a boost in business.
The surge is coming, and we are all anticipating a very, very busy season.
And as for the road, it is open from Slick Rock Road all the way into Lake Lure. With one section down to only one lane, NCDOT says they expect to have the full road open by Memorial Day. In Henderson County, I'm Gracie Palmer, News 13.
And here in Tennessee, communities are still cleaning up after the damage Helene left behind. Homes along the French Broad River in Del Rio were washed away and riverbanks left in ruin. On Saturday, volunteers from across the region gathered to help restore the area, planting hundreds of native trees to repair the damage, protect the river, and prevent soil erosion.
With the efforts of so many people to get this back up in any kind of shape at all, and then John promised that he wanted to come and bring trees, so we told him we'd love that, and I tried to coordinate some local people to help, and then a whole lot of other people showed up. We thought we would have 8 or 10 people, we ended up with 20, so it's such a blessing.
Organizers say they're thankful for all the volunteers who helped this past weekend, and to those who keep showing up for recovery efforts across the region. Now that we've officially moved into spring, each cold spell that we have over the next few months will have a name. These are called the little winters of East Tennessee. The names come from whatever is blooming at the time. For example, the cool temperatures that we had last weekend would probably be called dogwood winter for most of our area. Though it should be noted that the warm temperatures we've had for most of March did cause the redbuds and the dogwoods to bloom about 1-2 weeks earlier than normal. Additional cold snaps will be called locust because of the trees, not the bugs, and blackberry winter. And the final cool spell will be britches winter, named after Lindsay Woolsey Long Johns, as in get out your britches one more time before we move into the warm summer season. And April 2nd is our average date of our last freeze in the Knoxville area, but our average last frost doesn't typically happen until around April 14th. As of now, we don't have any frosty conditions in the forecast, but we also wouldn't have any products issued this month if there was a frost or freeze. The National Weather Service has adjusted their frost and freeze program to run only from May 1st through September 30th in an effort to highlight highly unusual events that could have significant impacts to agriculture. However, frost and/or freezing temperatures can occur outside of that window even when alerts are not issued, so make sure you keep an eye on the forecast. And now let's get a check of that 7-day planner for you here. Well, we've got rain chances. They're not super widespread, but they're there, and we need every drop that we can possibly get. It does look like the most widespread rain will be coming through overnight Saturday night into early Sunday morning. So for your Easter sunrise services, we could have scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder coming on through the area. But the back half of Easter looks to be cooler and drier as well. High temperatures will top out in the mid-60s, which is back closer to average for this time of year as we move into the early parts of next week. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you can get the latest forecast and watch our 24/7 live radar anytime with the WBIR Plus app. You can download the app for free and watch on your TV.